You are now the manager of Purgatory. It's a mix between heaven and hell. How would you make people uncomfortable while they can also enjoy things? Free tickets to the movies, but the guy that chews popcorn loudly sits right next to you in every one. And the person behind you has their feet up on your chair. And the person in front of you has to pop open their phone to send chats during the best parts. Also, the person in front of you is tall as fuck, and your seat is a bit lower than the rest of the row for some reason. But you get to see your fav movie for the first time every time. It is always the perfect weather and temperature you like, and you can do whatever you want. Unfortunately, you have mild allergies giving you a bit of a runny nose and itchy watery eyes forever. This speaks to my soul in a sinister yet understanding tone. You can watch any sporting event live, but the seats are slightly tilted forward. Not enough to where it is obvious, but enough for you to be uncomfortable, but don't know why. This sounds horrible and something FIFA would do. The uncomfortableness causes you to feel like you need to get up and walk around more often. And what's there to do but get up and go buy a $15 beer? UEFA banned standing at matches and beer for a while. This is actually something airlines considered to cut costs, cram more people into the plane. You can have anything you want, but you have to wait in line, and everyone in the line is those "let me tell you my life story for some reason" stranger, and the wait is at least 5 hours. This is pretty much what happens to me at the DMV. One time the lady ahead of me was sharing how nervous she was about her driving test. She wasn't originally from the US, so she was used to different rules. I was trying to be pleasantly reassuring. I felt sympathetic towards her. But then she said, "Just feel how cold and clammy my hands are," and grabbed mine. Her hands were indeed very cold and clammy. I have to admit, I was a little weirded out, and I was gloomily aware that now my hands were totally covered in someone else's sweat, and I felt like it would be rude to try to wipe it off. She passed her test, BTW. But stuff like this happens to me all the goddamn time. So, it's official. Earth is purgatory. This explains so much. Give them good television shows with too many damn commercial breaks. Not just that, but there will be one particular commercial that plays every break. Holy balls. Gold? Thank you, anonymous redditor. And the one commercial is forehead on. Apply directly to forehead. They get to watch TV, but no matter how many times they wipe it off, the clicker is always uncomfortably sticky. Living with kids? No, that's just hell. Create a luxury beach resort in Purgatory, but in order to swim they need to wear socks. Not too bad. Once you're in for a few minutes you can't feel it. As long as you take them off, when you get out you'll be fine. Yes, I just stood in the bath for a few minutes doing this to find out. Edit. Wow. Thank you, kind stranger, for the gold and the silver. First awards on Reddit for having wet socks. Great achievement for me. I admire your dedication to science. Surprise spankings. Sometimes sexy, sometimes serious. Stit, sweetly surprised. Such sweet sentiment. Sounds kinky. Sometimes. Make the temperature just cold enough to need a sweater, but too hot to wear one. This is my heaven. You can have my sweater. Edit. Thanks for the gold, fellow warm blood. Make the temperature different for each person so that everyone, even you monsters who like it cold, are equally forced to want a sweater. Please set mine to nuclear winter. Ash and snow. Ash and snow. It's cold as hell. Everything's dead and haven't seen the sun in years. Please stop, I can only get so erect. All of your clothing fits you like a glove and makes you look great, but will always be slightly damp. Joke's on you. I sweat so much I'm always slightly damp anyway. You're secretly in purgatory. Everyone has wings and can fly, but there is a little pebble stuck where the joint of one wing meets the body. Like bone spur kind of way, or rock between your toes kind of way. Rock between your toes kind of way, not painful, just highly uncomfortable. I'd take that trade-off. After a couple of weeks you'd get used to it, and it wouldn't bother you anymore. Every couple of weeks it moves to a slightly different area. The Wi-Fi is amazing, as long as you're sitting on top of a cupboard, or halfway down the stairs. Edit. People seem to think sitting on the stairs is comfortable enough. In my house, the stairs are so thin even I can't fit my buttocks on them, and the carpet is itchy. So the stairs would all be like that. I chilled my fair bit on the stairs, would get a pillow and chill there tbh. No pillow allowed, only a pillowcase, if you are lucky. Everyone has their own personal bathroom stall fixed the way they want it, but there's a 2-inch wide gap in between the door and the stall wall. So basically every bathroom stall in America. And I'm standing outside making intense eye contact with you. And I'm shitting loudly. The longer you stare, the harder I shit. Free high-speed Wi-Fi that cuts out 4 random intervals at random times of the day. So my current life. Now I know I'm in purgatory. Edit to delete my edit. Thank you Gold 3. All living under a Comcast monopoly, which is basically Hell Light. More like Hell LTE. Hell 10. Let them do what they enjoy, but there's a large, disembodied eye, like the sun, watching at all times. I'd just ignore it, like the sun. Now it watches you. You can feel the attention, like you can feel someone watching you. Unlimited orange juice, but only after you've brushed your teeth. Joke's on you. I think that the taste of orange juice after toothpaste is tolerable and highly exaggerated. What's wrong with you? Did you have good childhood? If you just rinse your mouth out with hot water after, it lessens or removes the bad taste. Doesn't rinsing negate the effects of the toothpaste? Do you brush your teeth and leave the paste on there? Unlimited beer, but it's always warm. Surprise, you're in England. So purgatory then. The middle place. The medium place. You get all your favorite music, but only the live versions. You get a fridge full of your favorite beer, but it's always warm. The only movie is Cannonball Run 2. Phil Collins in the Air Tonight is on loop in the background, but it always restarts before the drum solo kicks in. Out of all the things I've seen on here, this is the worst. Everything has a 4-hour line, but at the end of the line whatever it is top quality. No one is allowed to talk in line. Not seeing a serious downside. I'd pee myself in those 4 hours. Still not a downside if you are into that kind of thing. Free video games, but they have loot boxes to get better equipment. Surprise purgatory. I didn't know purgatory was instituting surprise mechanics. Well, I'm in. It's not loot boxes, it's surprise mechanics. It's not communism, it's surprise equality. Everyone's smartphone will phantom buzz a couple of times a day. No notification or cause for it. So you mean normal life? Well, normal life is not heaven nor hell, so yeah. Till I'm actually in purgatory. Anytime someone wants to go upstairs there'd be slow old people in front of them, making it agonizing to walk up any stairs. Spread to block the entire width, with the occasional break, where you think you might get through but ultimately cannot. If you measure my blood pressure, this comment is where you can see it rise dramatically. Sorry grandpa, but I'm just gonna fucking barrel through your old ass and head on up. We copy the real world, but the only brands are supermarket generic brands. Do you kids want cocoa kernels or frosted mounds? I'll take the Rice Krispies. Out a huge, wonderful television in the common room, but only have one remote. Or, everyone gets a remote. This might be worse actually. Twitch watches TV. Pizza is always too hot. Pizza is too hot, let it cool for a few minutes. Pizza is now frozen. There's a talent show, and it is obligatory for everyone to show up. Everyone needs to perform for at least 2 minutes. That's hell for me. I'd start crying as soon as I get onto the stage. Hey, just mark it. That is a talent, and you're good to go. Professional crier. Cries better than anyone. All you get to enjoy stuff on electronic devices, but they can only have the volume set at an odd number. Reddit. Odd numbers excluding multiples of 5 as that's the only tolerable odd number. I mean really anything other than a 0 or 5 is blasphemy, so as long as I get the 5, I'm good. I see you're a man of culture as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.